A seal is in the water off Camano Island, Washington. Behind it, 8 orcas hunting in formation, using their tails to create waves that could knock prey off balance. The seal has nowhere left to swim, so it does something that shouldn't make sense. It leaps out of the ocean, clears the side of a stranger's boat, and lands at the feet of a woman named Charvet Drucker. It stays there, not for a second, for 15 minutes, while the orcas circle below, rocking the hull, trying to shake it loose. The seal does not go back in the water until the whales give up and leave. Why would a wild animal, one that has spent its entire life avoiding humans, choose to land in the middle of one? This is not an isolated moment caught on a lucky video. In 2017, off the Cook Islands, marine biologist Nan Hauser was underwater when a 20-ton humpback whale began pushing her through the ocean with its head and fin. She fought it at first, unsure what was happening. Only later did she learn a tiger shark had been circling nearby the entire time. Marine biologist Robert Pittman had already documented dozens of similar cases of humpbacks interrupting predator attacks, not on humans, but on seals and other animals caught by orcas. Elephants have walked directly toward rescue teams after becoming trapped in mud, standing still while cables were fastened to their bodies, something they would never allow in an ordinary encounter. Foxes have stopped struggling the moment a person approached to free them from wire or narrow gaps between trees. Different species, different continents, the same strange choice. The easy explanation is the one most people reach for first. The animal trusted us. It knew we would help. Some deeper bond between species kicked in, and the creature simply understood that humans meant safety. It's a comforting story. It is also almost certainly wrong. Because here is what science has been quietly proving for the last several years. Wild animals do not see humans as safe. They see us as the single most terrifying predator on the planet. Researchers at Western University, led by biologist Liana Zenet, ran an experiment across South Africa's Greater Kruger region, playing recorded sounds near watering holes to 19 different mammal species, everything from antelope to elephants. They tested human voices against growling lions, barking dogs, and gunshots. The result, published in Current Biology in 2023, was almost universal. Animals fled twice as fast and abandoned water twice as often at the sound of a calm human voice than at the sound of a lion. So the animal in these rescue stories isn't approaching a friend. It's approaching what its own instincts usually flag as the deadliest thing in its environment, which means something else has to be happening, something faster than trust and older than any bond between species.
A year later, the same team ran a version of the experiment in Tasmania, comparing human voices to dogs, devils, and wolves. Marsupials were more than twice as likely to run from a human voice than from any other predator tested. Every wild animal carries a constant running calculation. It is not a decision in the way we think of decisions. It is closer to a threat scoreboard, updating in real time, weighing every danger in range against every other danger in range. Predators nearby, escape routes available, past encounters with each kind of threat, stored and remembered. Under normal conditions, a human scores very high on that scoreboard, high enough that most animals simply run before the calculation even finishes. But conditions are not always normal. When a seal is seconds from an orca's jaws, or a whale is circling a shark that has already begun its approach, the scoreboard changes. The immediate predator, the one with teeth already in range, temporarily outweighs everything else, including the fear of humans. In that narrow window, the boat is not safety. It is simply the option that scores lowest on the threat scale at that exact instant. This is where memory and pattern recognition matter too. Animals that have had prior encounters with humans that ended without harm, a fisherman who once cut a seal free of netting, a passing boat that never came close, carry that data into future emergencies. It doesn't erase the baseline fear the Zenet studies documented. It adjusts it, slightly, for that one specific human, that one specific boat, that one specific set of circumstances. Combine a slightly lower threat score for a known, non-hostile human presence with an extremely high, immediate threat score for an active predator, and the math can flip. Not because the animal trusts humanity, because in that one narrow moment, we are not the worst option on the board. Scientists who study predator-driven fear describe humans as a super predator, a species that kills at rates no other predator on Earth comes close to matching. Every wild animal's nervous system is built around avoiding us first. That is the baseline. What changes during these encounters isn't the baseline. It's the emergency layered on top of it, forcing a split-second recalculation that only humans could win, and only because something worse was already closing in. So think again about that seal, dripping on the deck of a stranger's boat, refusing to move while orcas beat the water beneath it. It did not decide that people were kind. It did not remember a story about humans being gentle. Its brain, in less time than it takes to blink, ran through every option available and found that the boat, for this one moment, was the only direction that did not end in teeth. Maybe these animals were never really asking us for help. Maybe they were just running the numbers, and for one brief, dangerous moment, we happened to be the answer.